All right, hey guys, what's going on? So today, I'm excited because today I just got these new Vibergs here. My new Viberg service boots in natural shell Cordovan on the 2020 last. And the reason why I wanted to do this video sooner than later is because I just posted a picture of these on Instagram and I immediately got like 10 questions about how the how the 2020 last fits. Now the 2020 last is a new Viberg last, otherwise known as the Cantavalier last. It's a pretty cool name, I think. Reading the Viberg description, you know, I'm not super well versed in boot terminology, so it was kind of hard for me to conceptualize what they were talking about. But from what I could gauge, they were talking about that they basically trimmed up the width of the last, and that's kind of what I'm seeing, especially when I compare them to my other Viberg service boots on the 2030 last. Now I only have two other pairs of Vibergs. These are my brown Viberg service boots in brown Chrome XL on the 2030 last, and these are my color 8 Chrome XL Vibergs also on the 2030 last. They're basically almost identical specs, just different colors. And I love these boots. They do fit me kind of large. They're probably the largest fitting boot that I own in my whole collection. They're a size 8.5. Now, talking to Viberg, when I was gonna order these, they recommend sizing the same in the 2020 last as they do the 2030 last. And after getting them, I have to say I agree. The length is the same. I think that the width is just a little bit more trim. And I personally like that because, like I said, these are already kind of generous fitting on me. Yeah, so these, I threw them on once so far. I didn't walk around in them or anything like that, but I just did put them on once, didn't lace them up or anything, just to sort of see how they felt on my foot. And yeah, they're very comfortable. I think going the same size, 8.5D, as the 2030 last 8.5D, I think that was good advice from Viberg. I'm kind of taken aback, to be honest, just by how nice they are. I've been wanting some rare shell Cordovan for a very long time, and these do not disappoint. I threw on the black laces. Let me know in the comments what you think of my choice of the black laces, actually, because it came with brown and black laces, and I threw on the black just because I think this is a like sort of a tan natural color, and I think that they look really good, especially because the sole is black, this Ridgeway sole with those black laces. I think the laces sort of complement the black sole. I think it looks pretty cool. I'm really excited about these. I've been waiting literally probably 5, 6, 7 years for these ever since I started following Viberg, and this is my first pair of shell Cordovan from them. And I actually just released an unboxing video of these, and I have to say that the unboxing experience of these boots was probably the best I've ever had. I mean, I actually didn't realize this, but they came with Viberg shoe trees in them already. They came with a bottle of Viberg conditioning cream, 2 sets of laces. It came with a Viberg horsehair application dauber, a Viberg horsehair buffing brush. It came with a certificate of authenticity, which I've never seen before. I think my other Vibergs came with that certificate. I just can't remember. But yeah, I mean, that's just an experience that's sort of unprecedented. I love unboxing boots, and I'm not so particular about the unboxing process. You know, I do film it, but I'm not like, you know, I'm more oriented, I'm more interested in the boots themselves, not so much the unboxing process. But I gotta say, Viberg delivers on the unboxing process. They really do. I mean, I was just blown away. So I filmed the whole thing, and so you can check that out. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of give my initial thoughts on these because, like I said, I'm getting a lot of questions on how the 2020 last measures up against the 2030 last. So I'm gonna actually get outside, get some pictures next to these other ones, and I'm gonna let you guys compare and contrast and sort of decide from there. By my eye, these are just my thoughts. So this is just me spurting off at the spur of the moment, but by my eye, the heels on the 2020 last are a little bit more narrow. Yeah, definitely more narrow than the 2030 last heel. Yeah, I think I see what's going on here. Okay. What I'm seeing is on the Viberg 2020 last seems to be taken in more here. It seems to be more narrow right here in the quarter area compared to the other Vibergs on the 2020 last. I think the quarter on the 2030s are a little bit more generous than the quarter area. This area right here, this quarter right here seems to be taken in a lot more. Yeah, the width just looks to me just to be a lot more trimmed up. It still has that almond shaped toe that the 2030 last has. So it's still got that. So from here to here seems to be the same width as the 2030 last. Basically from here down is just more trim. From here up looks to be about the same. but from here down, to me, by my eye, looks to be more trim. Okay, so the stitching might actually tell a little bit of the story as well. On the 2020 last, the outline of it, that's kind of where your foot is going to sit inside the boot. It's sort of a little bit more trim, a little bit more narrow compared to the stitching on the 2030 last here. It seems like it's kind of more generous for the width. So yeah, and again, I have wide feet, but still I sized large. Like I could have gone down from an 8.5 to an 8 in these, and the fit would have still been good. Probably just a little bit more snug. Honestly, the fit is great. I throw in some nice thick camp socks with these, and the fit is awesome. So keep that in mind. I size large on the 2030 last fits me large. So this 2020 last I think is going to fit me a little bit more snug, a little bit more properly. But if your foot is sort of already constricted, or just it's kind of a snug fit in the 2030 last, then you might find this last to be a little bit more narrow. So anyways, I'm gonna get outside and sort of show some better comparison shots. All right, and here we go with the pictures. And again, I'll explain my methodology a little bit here again. So when I'm comparing boots to one another, I'm only comparing the left boots to the left boots and the right boots to the right boots. I'm never comparing the left boot to the right boot, because more often than not, I find with handmade boots and shoes, the length and the dimensions are going to be off by just a little bit, even within the same pair. So that's why I feel that to get the absolutely best measurement and the absolutely best comparison, I compare the left boot to the left boot and the right boot to the right boot. I got a lot of pictures here of these natural shell Cordovan Vibergs on the 2020 last, next to my brown Chrome XL Vibergs on the 2030 last, as well as my color 8 Chrome XL Viberg service boots on the 2030 last, and that black contrasting tongue there you can see. So I'm doing my best to show the cap toes. Both on this pair are perforated. The only difference is the pinking on the shell Cordovan pair. And the pinking is that on the cap toe, that little jagged border edge thing. I don't know how else to describe it. And yeah, here on the heels you can see the 2020 last on the left is a lot more narrow. And the toe, the very tip of the toe, seems to be about the same. But anyways, I'm actually going to read off some literature on the 2020 last, just to give a better idea of some of the people that actually sell Viberg boots. Division Road is one of those vendors, and they say that the 2020 last is based on an orthopedic cantilever last that grips and hooks with the anatomical shape of the foot to provide a comforting fit in a sophisticated silhouette. This last has a narrow E-width forefoot with a moderate waist and snug heel that hugs the foot throughout. Designed as a shapely last for average to narrow feet where placement is key. Hence, as a general rule, the 2020 last is the same size as a well-fit 2030 last. Go all three next to each other. They're all the right boot right here. Color 8, natural, and brown. In the direct sunlight. Look at that, how beautiful. You get a really good color comparison, a really good color contrast here. And yeah, you can see the shape here. Oh, and this I should have known. My one buddy, Ben Robinson at Stitchdown, he actually did a whole write-up on the 2020 last, the link to which I'm going to include in the description below in this video. I've told him this before. He's an amazing resource. So he goes in and he interviews all the key players in the boot world. And he actually interviewed Brett Viberg and asked him about this new 2020 last. And so I'll actually read off a little bit from his article. So he says the 2020 will be immediately compared to the Viberg's 2030 last, its most iconic last that made the Viberg service boot the icon that it is today. It's similar, but certainly quite different too. The 2020 is more of an anatomical last, designed to more closely mimic the actual shape of the wearer's foot. The 2020 is based on Viberg's 1004 cantilever last. Brett Viberg actually says the 2020 literally has an inside and outside shape unique to each foot, a proper left and right, whereas the 2030 is almost symmetrical at the toe shape until the ball area. It mimics the actual imprint of the feet. The 2030 is not this way. It's more of an all-around fit last, while the 2020 is more specialized for someone who wants the last that will hug the foot a bit tighter in the right areas. Not everyone likes this. Brett also says the 2020 has a very small toe box. It slopes gradually in a profile, while the 2030 is more of an immediate slope to the end. It's also smaller due to it being a proper left and right shape. It's not anatomically extreme, but it is more so than the 2030.
Plus, all around the 2020 is a narrower fit, more of a proper D width with a C width anatomically shaped waist, while the 2030 is a very generous E. Yes, I agree with that. Okay, and this part's interesting. So it says the 2020 is designed as a shapely last for average to narrow feet where placement is key. Hence, as a general rule, the 2020 is the same size as a well-fit 2030 last. We do not suggest sizing up as your placement will be off and it will feel narrower than it is. It's a fit and feel that takes getting used to, but amazing once broken in. Okay, so there you go. From the makers themselves, do not size up. Snug in a good way. Nice. All right, so there you have it. That's a very good read from Stitch Down. If you haven't checked out his website, I highly suggest that you do because he's got a lot of good literature about Viberg and Alden and a lot of the really prominent boot makers right now. He interviews these people and just does an excellent job with it. He's very well written. He writes a lot and he's passionate about what he does. So go check out his website. And I do find it very interesting, despite this 2020 last being more narrow, they do not recommend taking a different size. And yeah, I have to agree. I mean, like I said, I only wore mine very briefly. They felt about the same. They just felt like sort of a slightly more tailored fit, if that makes sense. Kind of like you get a suit tailored, you could have a classic fit suit, and you could have your slim fit suit. And this is kind of more of a slim fit boot, you might say. But same length, just narrower width.
Anyways, that's going to do it for now. Thanks a lot for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video.